Like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos from PHN Learn. For more videos, download our app from the Play Store.
Hello guys, welcome to PHN Technology Private Limited. In today's session, we are going to learn about dynamic allocation. Now, in previous lecture, we have seen about memory addresses, right? And we have seen there are how many types of memory allocation? Two types, that is static and dynamic. In static, what comes? Stack memory, whereas in dynamic, what comes? Heap memory. Right. Now this dynamic allocation in my C programming happens through two parameters, and those are my malloc and calloc. And if at all I want to access this malloc and calloc, then I have to combine, I have to call a header file. If at all we are using this in my C programming, I have to define a header file, and that header file is known as htdlib.h. So in that htdlib, this malloc and calloc can be given, function can be represented. Just as like when we are calling printf and scanf, we have to declare a header file, that is stdio.h, right? So similarly the case is here also. Okay. So now in this dynamic allocation, whenever I am calling malloc or calloc, whenever I am calling these two, the compiler knows that the value, whatever the value is coming, I have to store it my heap, right? Because dynamic, whatever the values are assigning through my dynamic allocation will go in my heap. That's what we have studied, right? So now let's consider an example over here, like this. Now here, what I have given, now every time remember, your malloc syntax is firstly cast type, means whatever, how many numbers you want to get multiply, and then size of your data type, means byte size in short. Okay, your byte size, multiply your byte size. Now in this program I have considered a pointer. Okay, now what I have told you, that whenever malloc and calloc will come, those two, through whatever the values are getting stored from those two parameters will get stored in your heap memory, right? But whatever will be coming to apart from this, that will be storing in your stack. Till now we have worked with stack only, right? So the moment I am declaring over int ptr, that is star ptr, that will be stored in my, that data type will be get stored in my stack, and that won't be stored in my heap. Remember this. Okay, so that in data type will get stored in my stack. Okay, now in that ptr I am assigning malloc 5 into int size, means 5 into 4, that is. And remember, when so means whatever value will be coming over here, that is getting stored in my heap memory. So again my heap memory will come into picture. Okay. So now the moment malloc, you declare your malloc parameter, it will store certain values over there, and these certain values are nothing but your garbage value, right? Because the moment compiler reads the malloc word, it will get stored. It will store something value in my heap memory. Okay, and these memory will be my garbage value. And how many memory it will store? That is 5 into size of int, and we know that size of int is 4. So 5 into 4 is 20. So it will get stored in my heap memory. Okay, means 5 times it will get stored. Now what is happening? It is storing garbage value, but remember that whenever I am assigning whenever a memory is getting stored over there, whenever the memory is getting stored, there are certain address, and that address is known as my base address. Base address is nothing but your reference to your certain memory. Okay, even if you have that address, now tell me, whatever these garbage values have stored, and now if I put the value over there, then it will have a certain value over there, right? But still it will consist the base address. In C programming it happens, it consists the base address, and that base address will get stored in my PTR, which is in my stack. because PTR needs some address, right? PTR is what? It is my pointer, and pointer always works with your addresses, and if I am not allocating any address, then what is the point of having a pointer? And hence, because I don't have any address over in heap till now, what will I do? I will give a base address to it. I will pass the base address to my that PTR, which is stored in my stack. Now I can access through this block, the stack block, whatever the block is there in the stack. And now from this reference I can access the values and I can put the values in my heap for sure. So in the next line what I am seeing, that star in bracket PTR plus 0 is equal to something value. So PTR plus 0 means whatever value, that first index, that will the value will get stored in my first index, and similarly the second and third, fourth, fifth, these values will get stored in my heap memory, because star PTR, it have the address, it have certain address, and that address is what? That address is my base address of my heap memory. Right. So this is the process how you can do the dynamic allocation. Here what you are doing, you are using stack also and your heap also, because we know that apart from malloc and calloc, all the values will have the stack memory allocation itself. Okay, so this is the working of your malloc. Malloc does what? Even if the moment you have initialized the malloc parameter, it will store certain values, it will consume the memory. It will, and in that memory it will store certain garbage values over there, and when you assign the value over there, it will store it. It will remove the garbage value and it will store the original value over there. So this was the working of your malloc. And now if at all I am adding the values in my heap and now there is no space, then what will happen? So therefore here the moment the space is occupied, the full memory is occupied, means the memory is now out of space. Now what will happen? It will give me a null. It will print me null. And hence whenever you are working with your dynamic allocation, that is malloc or calloc, you have to check a null pointer over there. Means what? If at all your program is giving you null, means what? You are going out of space. Means there the memory is full over there and hence you are getting null, right? So whenever you are working with your dynamic allocation, firstly check if your PTR is not equal to null or not. If it is not equal to, then assign the values, and if it is at all it is null, means you are out of space. Okay, so this was the concept of your malloc, and the reverse is your calloc. Means now now comes the scenario of your calloc. So now the process is one and the same. If I have declared a PTR over there, now calloc syntax is what? Number of elements into the size of your data type. Number of elements, whatever the number of elements you want to get stored in your heap, that number, and into size of your integer. Means that particular number will have certain size, right? And that particular value is what? Your integer only, and size of integer is what? 4. So means this syntax means what? That particular element will store 4 bytes of memory in your heap. Okay. So now in calloc, what is the difference is, the moment you are declaring calloc over there, in the memory there will be a space, that much space will be allocated over there, but the value of that space will be 0. In malloc what was happening? It was assigning the garbage value, right? But here what will happen? It will occupy that particular space, but it will give me 0 over there. It will assign 0 over that much space, it will assign 0. Okay. Now the process is again the same. It will also generate in the heap memory, it will also generate a certain base address. That base address will go to the PTR, and from that PTR you can store the value in your stack, in your heap, one by one, like this. Okay. And again in your calloc also, if at all your spaces you are going out of space, then it will give me a null pointer. And hence while working with malloc and calloc, first you have to check if you are not out of space. if the memory you are using, you are going to use, you are going to store the value in, is free or not. You have to every time check you have to give a null check over there. Then and then only you can assign the value, right? So this was all about your malloc and calloc. And every time remember, while using malloc and calloc, you have to give a header file that is stdlib.h. Because in that header file, these malloc and calloc are declared. Like in stdi.h, printf and scanf is declared. Similarly, this. Okay, and in malloc and calloc, which memory is getting full? My heap memory. And why heap? Because we are using dynamic allocation over here. Okay, so this was about your malloc and calloc and how with your dynamic allocation you can assign values in your memory. Okay, so for this was your session. We will continue this session in the next later session. Okay, so for this, thank you and goodbye.
For more videos, download our app from the Play Store.